awesome nerd power. It's the Falcon Paladin Hour, a podcast by Falcon Paladin and Somicron. Falcon hates puns and thinks that they're all wrong. One's American and one is an Aussie, talking about StarCraft 2 and the esports scene.
Hello. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, and thank you for the welcome.
So during the little warm up, like the starting soon, had a little bit of an issue with my beer.
Okay. Everything all right?
No, I put I found a bottle opener on my like a Leatherman, like a little multi-tool Swiss Army knife kind of thing, and it went straight through the top of the beer, like it just punctured it.
Like the cap?
Yeah. And then I realized it's a twist off. And I'm like, well, this beer's ruined. I've put shards of metal through it. So I went and got a different one, and I can't open this one. Like, it would just not twist.
Maybe that one's not a twist open.
Well, it's the same. It's the same brand. It's from the same case, so it should be.
Oh, yeah, should be.
There we go.
Use your bottle opener on it. Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
I'm not going to puncture 2 holes into it. Come on. This is a waste.
I don't know. Maybe there was a mistake at the factory. Maybe it's supposed to be puncture opened. This is the only one in the case.
I'm supposed to puncture it and then, like, put a straw in?
Yes. Drinking beer with a straw is definitely something people do. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I see it all the time in movies. That's not true at all.
That is not true. Name one movie you've ever seen someone drink a beer through a straw.
I can't because it's a lie. But isn't it weird that nobody does? Like, I don't know. Like some alcohol you drink with straws.
Sure. Screwdrivers. Yeah.
How come there are certain alcoholic drinks you do not drink with a straw on like pain of death, right? What is it?
I don't know. I think there's something just unadult about drinking certain alcohol through a beer, right? Or through a straw. Yeah.
Put your drink through a beer and then consume it.
Right. Like, I think there's a certain image associated with drinking certain things. So, like, you definitely can't drink whiskey or bourbon or any of that scotch through a straw. That would just ruin the image. And also, I imagine the flavor, you don't want to be tasting straw.
Well, no, I mean, but it's just plastic, right? I guess.
Sure.
Yeah,
well, not anymore. It's mostly paper.
What if it was a steel straw? They have those. Or like a glass straw, right? So you don't get anything other than like just the glass, right?
I would use an ice straw. I think that would be pretty cool.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be super cool.
Yeah, you have to drink quick, but
yeah.
Actually,
I found a
crunchy snack.
Yeah. I actually found a thread on Reddit from 2017. People who drink beer with a straw, what is wrong with you? So this person is seeing enough of it that they went to Reddit and they're like, what's going on? Okay, here we go. This person says, I used to work at a brew pub, whatever a brew pub is. I guess they brew their own beer and then serve it.
Possibly.
After closing, we would put beer in the soda cups and put lids on them with straws so we could sit outside and drink and smoke without being too obvious that we were consuming alcohol after hours. Okay. Fair enough.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But that's because you can't serve alcohol after a certain time or something. And
they're not doing it because they want to, right?
Right. But I just imagine that as part of a beer, there is something that settles at the bottom that you have to shake up by going like this.
Ah, I see. The act of tipping mixes.
That's what I assume. Okay. That is what I assume. I have no idea if that's true or not, but that would be why I won't drink beer with a straw.
Okay. No, that's fair. I can accept that.
Yeah.
This other response is people who have a broken jaw that's wired shut.
Yeah, that's fair. All their meals are through a straw.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny. Huh. Yeah. So basically, nobody willingly does this. That's what we've learned today.
Okay.
People do it, but only because they have to, for other reasons.
Mhm,
All right.
mhm.
Good. We've learned something today. Wonderful. Wonderful indeed.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah. What else is going on? Oh, so I was watching a football game on the Apple TV 3rd gen that I got from as a work gift back in 2013, right? So I mean, this thing
Okay.
is 8, 9 years
Hey,
old now.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So it works great. But then I pull it up and Apple was like, "Yo, ESPN streaming service will not work on this device after October 4th." And I was like, "What?
Why?
Why?" And they didn't say why. So here's the thing. The cynical take is they want you to buy a new device.
Mhm.
Right?
Right.
That's all it is. Literally, they could stream sports to this old 7, 8-year-old device. They don't want to. They want you to buy a new one.
Mhm.
The more the more forgiving, maybe perhaps, interpretation is that there's something different with the way that ESPN is producing their stream with newer technology that the old box can't handle, and it literally can't process the new encoding or something weird like that. I
I
don't
don't.
know. I don't
I
know what
don't.
the odds are there.
I would not buy that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm much more likely to inclined to believe that they want you to buy a new one. Uh, do you watch a lot of sports on your 8-year-old
Yeah,
PC
yeah.
thing?
Apple TV. I sure
Hmm,
do. I sure
that's
do.
cool.
It's great.
So, are
Done
you
it.
going to buy a new one?
Yeah. So what I ended up doing is I bought a higher end Roku
Okay.
because I've got a Roku on the upstairs TV because
Mm-hmm.
I'm super rich, I guess. I have 2 TVs. Um, but what I like about Roku is that it has a bajillion more streaming channels available. Apple is at least for the older generations of Apple TV, they're like, here's what you get.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. You get 25 different streaming apps. You don't get any more than that, right? You can't remove streaming apps from the Apple TV. It's very walled garden.
Mm.
And sometimes apps would go away. You're like, oh, I was really enjoying that one. It's gone. Can you get it back? No. So what I like about Roku is they have like 200 streaming channels that you can add and remove as you want. So that'll be nice. I did have a
Yeah.
problem. The Crunchyroll app technically exists on the old Apple TV, but it doesn't work.
No.
So the good news is that I'm assuming that the new Roku that I ordered will be able to do Crunchyroll, and I can watch my anime on the
Mhm.
projector, which will be nice. So
So
hooray, forcing me to get better stuff,
right.
Apple.
So hold on. It's just this sports channel that's like not gonna work on the Apple
Yeah,
TV.
well, and Crunchyroll doesn't work.
Right, but I mean,
And
Crunchyroll's. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, and I don't know. I watch a lot of HBO, or I did watch a lot of HBO on that
Mm-hmm.
when I was watching HBO shows back in the Game of Thrones and Chernobyl days and whatnot. But
Right.
yeah,
Does
so I don't know. Maybe
HBO
if
not work anymore?
I don't
I'm
know. I have not tried it in the last 6 months or so because there's nothing I've been watching on HBO.
okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised if
Because it's possible that whoever's making the sports is like, we don't want to encode for this framework of technology.
yeah,
And Apple's just being nice and passing this along and telling you, hey, you're not going to be able to get this here anymore. Everything else will still work fine. You don't have to buy a new one, but you might be able to get this. That's like a middle of the road.
it
So no,
is.
Apple doesn't want you to buy a new one. They don't care. You're still using this one. But
Well, I mean, if I gave them another couple $100, I'm sure they wouldn't say no.
of course not. It's
Right?
Apple.
Because as of now, I pay them nothing. I don't pay them anything as an
Right.
ongoing basis for this streaming device, right?
Right.
It's not a subscription device. So
Mhm.
for them, I provide no further value to them forever unless I buy new hardware.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Would the new hardware require you to have a subscription fee associated with it?
No, the newer Apple TV devices don't require subscription, but they do come with the Apple TV streaming service, which I know, same name, it's Apple. What do you do? Streaming service, which you would have to pay for, which is the one streaming service that I refuse to pay for because there's too many. That's my limit.
Mm. Okay.
There's not anything I'm super interested in watching. I've heard good things about Ted Lasso from people, but I'm just like, I can't. I can't get another streaming service for one show, and it's not gonna happen. Sorry.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So, yep. So the Roku's on the way. I was
Mhm.
worried I might have to buy a new sound bar because the sound bar I have hooked up down there is, 5, 6, 7 years old and has some
Mhm.
older inputs, but I was able to figure it out and everything's good. So,
Excellent.
very, very excited.
Mhm. Good
Yeah.
for you. Good for you.
Yes. It's a new day in the Falcon Paladin household.
Sure.
Yep.
Um, okay, well, while we're on TV and stuff, what are you watching at the moment? That's something we've talked about recently.
I watched Star Wars Visions on Disney Plus
Okay.
earlier this week, last week. Time has no meaning. I don't know when it was at all.
Is that a series or a movie?
Nope, it's a series of like 15 to 20-minute kind of shorts is what it is.
Okay.
It's 8 or 9 of them. They all dumped at the same time. So it's like the Netflix model, right?
Right.
And they all just showed up and I said, oh, I was looking forward to it. I'd seen a couple trailers and I was like, okay, I like this concept. They just basically went to several different anime studios in Japan and said, hey, make a Star Wars story for us,
Hmm.
right? And
Right.
then they just compiled them together and it's different animation styles and different characters and different stories.
Hmm.
And it's great. I really, really recommend it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was kind of interesting to see kind of their own takes and considering the fact that Star Wars was really heavily inspired by all samurai movies
Hmm.
from the 50s and the 40s from Japanese cinema. Um, yeah, it was just kind of nice to see it go back full circle, like from Japan to American to Hollywood, back to Japan with what we did with it. Kind of like we're
Hmm.
passing back and forth this thing that we're, kind of putting our own spin on and maybe improving a little bit too.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I can get behind that.
Yeah. Uh huh. So this is good. I mean, it was a lot of lightsaber heavy content. Like, I think it's felt like there were a couple rules that Star Wars gave to these anime studios. One, no Darth Vader, but
Uh huh.
specifically no Darth Vader, but also no other characters that we know from established Star Wars canon. This
Right.
isn't canon. What you're making is going to be its own standalone thing. But please don't make a story about Luke and Leia. Please don't bring Han Solo into this. No Millennium Falcon. Make your own characters, please.
Hmm.
Which I really appreciate. I think that's what I want more from the Star Wars is this. People taking the Star Wars toolbox of lightsabers and the Force and, interstellar travel and just mixing it together with their own characters, with their own stories, telling their own things, and not relying so heavily on the Skywalker saga.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what this is. So I couldn't have been happier.
Fair enough. Yeah. I can buy that.
Yeah. Hmm. Oh, actually, I think Boba Fett is in one of them, kind of.
Uh, ruined it. That was so
I know,
close.
right? He's a very side character.
I
Anyway,
mean, yeah, he very much used to be. Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, I guess a tiny spoiler. I think episode 1, I think I liked the most as far as what potential it had for further story, right?
Wow. I think that's the first time anyone's ever said episode one was the one I liked the most.
I don't know, man. There are some kids whose episode 1 is their movie. Like they were 6 when it came out, and they love it unreasonably, right? And they're adults
Right.
now, and they love it.
Hmm.
I th-
Hmm.
I don't know. I actually think I saw a Reddit post the other day where somebody said episode 1 is my favorite Star Wars film. So maybe you're wrong about this. Anyway, what I liked about it was a very typical samurai western aesthetic, right? There's a small town in Japan, and there's these bandits that come in and take all their stuff and kill their people, right? And oppress
Hmm.
them, and a lone wanderer comes into town, right?
Right.
And so this lone wanderer, he's got a little robot sidekick, kind of R2D2, but very much in this Japanese aesthetic,
Hmm.
kind of old school way. And he stops them, right? So he stops the bandits using the Force, and then they have their own dark Jedi with them. They have a Sith with them.
Oh,
So
okay.
she's got the red lightsaber, and she's like, "All right, like who are you? Who are you messing with us? Like I'm way stronger than you are. Get out of here."
Hmm.
And then he pulls his lightsaber, and it's also red. And she's like, "What?" He's like, I don't know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're a Sith, apparently. Why are you helping people, right?
Mm.
So then they fight, and he defeats her, and he's collecting red Kyburn crystals
Oh, okay.
from Sith that he's defeated. He opens his cloak, and he's got 5 or 6 of these red Kyber crystals lining his coat. And
Mm-hmm.
I so love this new idea of like a Sith that is out there hunting other Sith for whatever reason. I don't know, man.
Big fan of the
Defending
World War II.
villages. Yeah, but he's
Well,
apparently not so gone over to the light side that he's got a blue or a green or a yellow saber, right?
right. It's a wonky facet of Star Wars where the good guys
Yes.
have a certain color lightsaber and the bad guys have a different color lightsaber. But in
Yeah.
reality, it's just like they picked a different crystal for their weapons power source.
No, the lore actually is
No,
deep Star Wars nerd lore coming in here.
You gonna
Uh,
push up your glasses? Actually, it's
yeah, actually, Kyber crystals have some level of sentience,
Oh, do they?
and they don't like working for evil people, right? They
Okay.
want to be forces for good in the universe. So what Sith do is they take them and they bleed them. They use the Force to put cracks in them and basically torture them into serving them, and that's what turns them red.
That's stupid. I hate Star Wars a
So
little bit more for knowing that. Thank you.
Star Wars lore is not the tightest, best thing in the world, but that's your answer.
that is so stupid. Ugh. Yeah, like there are animes with dumber plots than that have the same. Like my weapon is sentient now, and like if Star Wars ever gets to a point where it's like we're extracting personalities and putting them into robots from lightsabers, and my head hurts just thinking about it.
Well, now you know. You'll probably
That-
forget,
that
and
is
you'll
so
go back
stupid.
to your normal state of not knowing. But anyway, I just conceptually, I just like it. I like someone who was a Sith who turns against it is hunting other Sith. Not
Right.
necessarily a good guy, kind of an anti-hero within the Star Wars universe. I just like it a lot.
Okay, so hold on.
I'm holding.
He's a Sith, but he's doing some like goodish things, right?
Yes.
Right. So the Death Star is fueled on kyber crystals, but it shoots green lasers.
The Death Star's fueled by kyber crystals?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they talk
Kyber
about it.
crystals were used as part of the Death Star super laser, says the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent question. I did not know that kyber crystals were part of the super laser.
Because in Rogue One, they like the town Jeddah that they're all on is like, hey, they've been mining kyber crystals here, and they stole like all of the crystals from the Temple of the Wills or whatever. Yeah.
Yep, I missed that part.
So maybe the kyber crystals, when they're in a big enough machine, don't know if they're being used for good or evil.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they don't know. Because yeah, here on the Star Wars wiki fandom. Yep, that's it. So I'm reading here. Kyber crystals were inherently attuned to the light side of the Force and resisted any effort by dark side practitioners to use them in lightsabers. Sith or other dark side users could use a kyber crystal only by using the Force to dominate the crystal, bending it to their will. This caused the crystal to bleed, yada yada yada. But I'm looking at the Death Star. Where is? Here we go. Blah 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 blah. In the case of Ilum, it was targeted by the Empire for its crystal deposits, creating a different state of affairs than how the Jedi treated the planet. Yada yada yada. This is really overly wordy. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. So now I'm going to Google, why is the Death Star laser green? Boop. And the first answer is because that's the color of Imperial lasers.
Well, there you go.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It was a marketing decision, basically. The Empire had very strict rules in place for its staff with respect to how their logo is used, what font and font size is used for internal documents, etc. So it's important that everybody knows it's an Empire weapon, so it has to be a green laser like they have from their Star Destroyers.
So
and their
they're
TIE
basically
fighters.
they're adding food dye to their kyber crystal
Yes.
lasers. Yeah. Okay.
That's exact. Or just like a light filter.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They just have it at the very end of the process. It just goes through a filter that turns it green.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I can recommend Visions. It's funny. I saw a few tweets where people are like, it's too anime. It's too Japan. It's like, I get that. I understand where you're coming from, but the history of the Star Wars is pretty Japanese if you look at it.
Mm-hmm. Certainly inspired by. This reminds me greatly of Halo Legends, which is a collection of short animated pieces about set in the Halo universe.
From like different studios or same studio?
Yeah, no, different studios. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, okay.
They, however, did not give them the do not use the Master Chief or Cortana or Halsey. Like they just said, go nuts.
So they all used Master Chief and Halsey and Cortana?
No, not all of them, but a lot of them do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And pretty good stuff?
For the most part, yeah. Some of them are pretty good. I recommend.
Where are they? I mean, are they streaming?
Oh, I have no idea.
What are they called again?
Halo Legends.
Legends.
Yeah. I have the DVD. You can borrow that if you want.
I mean, it's 2021. Who uses physical media? What is wrong with you? Oh, it's on Amazon. That's easy.
Excellent.
Oh no, it's not available in my location. Boo.
No. It is not on my Netflix.
I can rent it on Google Play for $2.
There you go.
The whole thing? Let me see
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. If it's running time
117 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. That's the whole thing.
Is there a dinosaur in the background? Are there dinosaurs in this?
There is a giant ape, and a dinosaur, maybe. Yeah. Some of it's not canon, so it's just very fun. Some of it, I think, is pseudo canon. It's a whole wonky thing. Someone at work offered me physical media to watch a show that they recommended because they had the box set.
Was it DVD physical media? Blu-ray?
DVDs?
DVD. Okay.
DVDs, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was it?
Cardcaptor Sakura.
Okay. Sure. Yep. I know what that is.
Yep. It's an anime from 2006. Mainly aimed at children.
Okay.
Yep. Recommended it to me and I was like, I don't think I need your DVDs. I can find that online and I'm definitely not going to watch that.
All right then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last time somebody gave me something that was media on a physical device was back in 2008. A friend of mine got the first season of Sherlock, the BBC production.
Oh, yeah.
On a thumb drive and gave it to me because it wasn't available streaming anywhere.
Right.
And it wasn't available on American TV at the time. So I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Technically, I believe someone sent you Final Fantasy VII for the place, the remake, and that's on physical media.
That's an excellent point. That totally counts.
You have not played it, but you've got it.
I do. Is it the disc, or is it you put the disc in and then you download the game?
You put the disc in and it'll install to the hard drive, and then when you want to play it, it'll check to see if you got the disc there, and then it'll play it from the hard drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it does install from the disc.
Probably, yeah. That's my guess. It's the way it used to do it, on the Xbox One and tail end of the 360. So I assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah. was doing
I just
that.
know that some games are like, here's your disc, and you put it in, and literally all it does is go download it from the game servers, and there's nothing on the disc other than a go download here command.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I've always seen
Okay.
games will have something that you install and then you patch because day one updates and whatnot.
Right. And that's definitely a thing that happens all the time.
Yeah, because it turns out you can't produce 6 million copies of a game and all have them be on the same latest version the day the game launches and they're in shops. So there'll always be a day one patch for everything. Yeah, turns out.
Sure. Yep. In the olden times before the internet, you couldn't do that though. So
Oh yeah. Back then, you just found bugs and you wrote it into the manual. That's how you won the game. Like once you beat level 5, the screen turns purple and you've won. True story, by the way.
No, back in the day, they had to make their games better because they couldn't rely on patches to fix their huge problems.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, CD Projekt Red.
Well, hold on. Before you start naming names or like throwing shade, CD Projekt Red has yet to give out a huge patch for Cyberpunk. I'll have you know, it's all minor bug fixes.
What are you talking about? They've had like multiple gigabyte patches.
That's
Oh,
tiny.
I know. They fixed some quests. They've added some DLC, like a new jacket and a new emo look for Johnny Silverhand.
Look, we've made fun of this game enough.
I'm curious when they're gonna give up. That's all. One day they're gonna give up. They're like, all right, we're done. We did enough.
I think we can call that the day is when they announce the next thing, the next major release they're gonna have. That.
You think so?
Yeah.
They'll announce Witcher 3 officially, and then be like, no more patches for Cyberpunk. Bye.
I think Witcher 3 has already been announced, dude.
Yeah.
Witcher 3.
Well, in that case, you're like your theory's done.
Witcher 3.
3, 4? Witcher
4. Yeah, there you go.
4.
You put like 180 hours into that game, and you don't remember the number on it.
Accurate.
Okay.
I have 3 brain cells.
And one of them is probably taken up by your memories of that game. Or at least the sunsets.
Fair enough. You're not wrong.
Yeah, so Witcher 4 probably. Yeah.
I hate searching for information about upcoming video games because these terrible, terrible websites somehow I just have a stranglehold on the Google algorithm where it's like Games Radar has everything about Witcher 4 and it's 47 ads and it's 4 paragraphs that don't say anything. It's like, why?
Yeah. Like I googled Witcher 4 like news and it was like, hey, did you know the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt came out in May 2015? Well, that's not what I asked for.
Thanks. So yeah. So CD Projekt Red CEO has confirmed there's going to be another Witcher game and it won't be called The Witcher 4. Oh, interesting. First 3 Witchers are by definition a trilogy, so he couldn't name the next game The Witcher 4, he says. All right.
That's stupid.
It's pretty dumb. But again, these are the guys that made Cyberpunk, so...
Right. I also found, considering development starts next year, we likely won't see Witcher 4 till 2026.
Nice.
So, yeah, there's that.
Anyway, okay, it's fine. So you're saying the day that they officially announce it, instead of kind of sort of talking about it.
Well, that's like the rough guide, because obviously by the time they announce something, production's already started. And if like major production is gone and the studio is mostly focusing on it, then by the time they announce it, like they've clearly already given up on Cyberpunk. But that's just like a rule of thumb.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But it's not a precise date by any means.
Okay. Reasonable.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Enough. So yeah, Star Wars Visions I'm watching.
Excellent.
What did I Is there something? Man, I can't remember. Everything's running together. How about you? What are you watching?
I just finished binge watching all of Friends.
For the 8th?
I
Wait,
don't. I
no.
don't even count.
27th time. Sorry, I got those mixed up.
Probably, yeah. Probably the 27th time.
Yeah.
I watch it once every 6 months.
Did you discover anything new and exciting this time around? Anything you appreciated differently?
I was aware of how many times they did clip show episodes now in like the last
Ooh.
seasons. Yeah, it's
How
like
many did they do?
2 per season. It felt like.
Oh, man, I hate clip shows so much.
Yeah, no, it's not great. But like, you gotta remember, 2004 when they were filming those seasons, they were paying the main 6 actors like $1 million each an episode, which in 2004 money is a lot. For a TV show at least.
Yeah.
So I understand they needed to make budget cuts somewhere, but God, those were a slog.
Yeah, that sucks. Clip
By the
shows
time
are
I
hard to
noticed
do.
there was one, I'm just like skip. Like I've
Skip.
seen these episodes.
Yeah, at least they're fairly obvious pretty early, right?
Mm.
Like the
Mhm.
first minute or so, you know what it is.
Yeah. 2 people sitting around talking about, hey, you remember when we did blah? And then it cuts to something. It's like, yes, I do remember when you guys did blah. I watched it 2 days ago.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's coming back next month soon, though, is 86.
Oh, I need to finish that.
You probably should.
I probably should. Yeah.
Yeah. 80s. The second part of season 1 is coming out. What's the date? It was like early. It was like October 4th or something.
Oh, really? Wow. That's
Yeah.
next Monday.
Uh-huh. Let me see if I can find it here. Man, searching for TV shows. So much garbage. Okay. Wait.
Sundays. I looked at it. So if Monday is the second, I think is the first one.
Okay.
I think. Don't quote me on that.
October 2nd. There we go.
Second, I got it right.
Yep. Nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm curious to see where they go with it. I guess I can't talk about that too much. But based on where they end season 1, I'm curious to see what they do. That's all.
Fair enough. Yep.
Things happened at the end of season 1.
I would hope so. I've watched many of shows where I'm like, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing goddamn happened in this show.
Season 1 ended and literally nothing changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad things happened. I really need to finish it.
You should.
Yeah.
How, like, you have what? 2 more episodes? 3 more episodes?
I've watched 3 episodes.
Okay.
So I have 8 to go.
That's a lot. I mean, it's 20,
not a lot,
like
but...
22-minute episodes, so it's not that bad. Yeah,
it's not terrible, but it just depends whether I get sucked into watching Friends again or something. I don't know. I wouldn't do that.
Anything good about your Friends rewatch, or was it just like, man, there's a lot of clip shows in the final seasons?
I mean, it was still enjoyable, but I really just kind of like, it made me more upset about the reunion that they did, where it's like, hey, we could have had all these like cameo actors that we had in Friends be on this like reunion show, and they just didn't. And they got like people like Justin Bieber to make an appearance. It's like, nobody gives a fuck. You had Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis in this show. Like, get them.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it can't be easy to get Brad Pitt to show up for your thing these
No,
days,
it couldn't
right?
be. It couldn't be. But you know who had like a recurring character for like 2.5 seasons? Paul Rudd. Yet Paul Rudd. He the show ends, he's married to one of the main cast, and they don't even get him.
Yeah, I bet Paul Rudd's a lot easier to get than Brad Pitt. I bet that's fair. Yeah.
Probably a little bit, but I mean, I imagine Brad Pitt just wouldn't give a shit. He was like, oh yeah, I was on that show like 25 years ago.
Like, I totally forgot. Yeah.
Right. But I imagine Paul Rudd would be happy to do it.
He seems like a nice guy.
He does.
I mean, is he a major part of the MCU right now? Does he have a movie coming out soon? Yeah, but that means he's done shooting. So he's free.
I don't think the next Ant-Man movie comes out for like another year and a half.
No, it's like January.
Really?
Yeah. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Wait, hold on.
2023.
Aw, why did I think this was coming out in like winter? It is winter time. It's just not 2022. Okay, so maybe they're actively shooting. Maybe they couldn't get him for that because he's shooting this.
Right, but the like reunion came out like a year ago. Like they would have shot that a year and a half ago.
Yeah, that's a good point. Fair. Well, then he was doing, I don't know, like Endgame stuff?
I just
Whatever.
don't think they tried. I just don't think they
Probably
tried.
not. Probably not. They're like, what celebrities can we easily get?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Justin Bieber was one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
All right, so switching this up a little bit.
Okay.
So R. Kelly, right? The singer,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
who for years and decades has had these accusations against him that he likes underage girls and he abuses women and bad things, all
Mhm.
sorts of bad stuff, right?
Mhm.
And like to the point that there's a Boondocks episode from 2007 where they're like, dude, R. Kelly is bad news. And they do it, entertainingly because it's a TV show, but still.
Right.
He finally actually got sentenced to federal prison yesterday,
Yay.
I think. And
Mhm.
the only reason I bring it up is because it's hard for people with a lot of money to go to prison for bad things they do. I
Mhm.
think we
Mhm.
all have recognized this about our world. So it was just encouraging. It was encouraging that, just because you have millions of dollars doesn't mean that you can abuse women and young girls forever.
Mhm.
You can do it for like 3 or 4 decades, and then maybe it'll catch up to you. But oh, I know, right? It's a little encouraging and also really terrible at the same time. Yeah, he first got indicted for this kind of stuff in 1990. That's the
Wow.
first time the legal system was like, so we've heard some stuff, right? And then he's just been
Right.
skating by and getting away with it for that long.
Mhm. Mhm.
Anywho, but then you have Bill Cosby, who's out there preying on women forever, finally gets taken down, and then there's this weird deal that the previous district attorney made with him years ago
Mhm.
that the current court honors, and he's out. And it's just
Mhm.
like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if R. Kelly manages to get away with it because of some weird technicality like that in a couple of
Mhm.
years as
Mhm.
well.
Turns out they had the same district attorney as the.
As the Cosby one.
Yeah. I too made a deal.
Yeah,
That's awful.
brutal. It is. It's real bad, but I don't know. There's maybe some justice for his victims. I don't know.
Unlikely. I feel.
Unlikely. Yeah. I don't know. One of the things that's really stuck with me is one of his victims, like, he married her when she was 15.
Gross.
They denied this when people asked him about it, but somebody dug up the actual marriage record from the county records office and they were. And the story goes that he thought he got her pregnant and that he thought that marrying her would get him off the hook for the legal consequences of doing that. Not true, you crazy person. But yeah, no, he did all that. And I mean, this was 03. I mean, this was forever ago.
What? How do you?
Yeah. How did he skate? I don't know, man.
I mean, how do you even like go to someone and say, "Hey, we need to get married"? Okay, can I see the driver's license or some proof of ID of both the participants? And you hand R. Kelly's driver's license over, and then go, "Well, here's the report card from the wife." Like, how does
Here's
that work?
the student ID from my freshman bride.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I don't know. Maybe you slipped the clerk $100 bill. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't. It's gross.
Yeah.
The world is a bad place sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that brings it back to Friends. In season 1 of Friends, Monica slept with a high schooler.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Is it
she didn't know.
portrayed as a bad thing?
Yeah, she immediately like calls it off and like it refuses to see him any further. But
Okay.
still, it's a thing that happened. They are all terrible people. That is what I've learned from this watch.
Oh, so
they are.
it's basically like Seinfeld and like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia then.
I've not seen a lot of Seinfeld, and I haven't seen any of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But sure.
I mean, just the concept that it's a comedy wherein there are four main characters who are all terrible people.
Right. I feel like Friends that they're not supposed to be terrible people. They all just kind of end up being terrible people. And you're supposed to ignore that.
Wait. What?
Right. Like I don't think it is the fact that they're terrible people like part of their character in these shows. Like George is kind of an awful person in Seinfeld. Like from what I've seen, he is just an awful person. But you're not supposed to say that about any of the Friends characters, right? Like they're supposed to just be people. But then if you watch 10 seasons in like 2 weeks, they're awful people.
So the show portrays them as terrible people, but it's never explicitly called out or communicated that they are. Is that what you're saying?
No, the terrible things
Like,
that they
do they
like,
call each other terrible? Do other people call them terrible?
no, but the
Okay.
immediate their immediate terrible actions have immediate consequences that are immediately forgotten in the next episode, right?
Sure.
Like,
But I mean, that's just the nature of the sitcom.
sure, but we're not supposed to remember that. Hey, this is Monica. She slept with a high schooler when she's 28, right? Like that doesn't linger at all in your memory of the character. It's not supposed to.
But if you watch the whole thing in 2 weeks, it's kind of hard to forget that.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. But if it's been 7 years since that episode, then you can forget it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Ross tried to make out with his cousin. Gross.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Yeah, it's up there.
Did he do it in ignorance as well?
What, make out with his cousin? No, he thought she wanted him.
And he... Okay. I mean, that's pretty, like, objectively terrible. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. But again, you're just supposed to forget because it never gets mentioned again.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. That's fair.
Yep.
Well, what's funny about Seinfeld is they do that, right? They do the whole thing where it's like, these are terrible characters who do bad things to people. We just kind of forget about them.
Mm-hmm.
But then the whole series finale is like, hey, these are terrible people and they're going to prison for it. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the finale. What happens?
Yep. That's it. Like they end like I can't remember everything that leads up to this, but there are basically Good Samaritan laws in New York where if you see somebody who's being harmed and don't intervene, you can get in trouble for that.
Oh, okay.
It's a very weird, and it never gets prosecuted, and I think it might not even be a law anymore. But during the late 90s, it was a story, right?
Uh-huh.
So what the writers came up with was they watched someone get robbed and like laughed about it. And then the cops showed up and they were like, "You saw this happen?" I'm like, "Yeah, did you do anything?" "No." And then they end up going to court over it.
Oh, wow.
And the prosecuting attorneys, like, they have a long history of doing terrible things. And they bring up this list of all the terrible things these guys have done, right?
The perfect time for a clip show.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then at the end of the show, they're sharing a prison cell at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was not well received by Seinfeld fans and the general public at large. I don't think they liked it. Nobody likes it. But I think part of that is because, like you said, these characters do bad things, but you're supposed to forget about them. And for the show to be like, hey, I'm going to explicitly remind you these are bad people that you've been enjoying watching. And by the way, the end. And everyone's like, whiplash.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. You should maybe just pull up the finale. I think it's pretty well self-contained. I don't think you need to have a ton of prior knowledge to follow what's going on.
I'll find it. I'll find it and watch that. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, like I said, not well received. I think that's why. I think people are just like, why are you're murdering these characters that we like, and this is the finale? That's not how finales are supposed to work.
No.
Yeah, there are no happy endings here.
Turns out.
Yeah. Does Friends have a happy ending?
Yeah. Chandler and Monica adopt twins that
Hmm.
they didn't know was going to be twins. Um, they buy a house in Westchester, move out
Hmm.
there, and like everyone has to like say goodbye to the apartment, and the set's been cleared out. Ross and Rachel get back together after she has his baby. Um, Phoebe's married to Paul Rudd. They're planning on having kids, and Joey moves to LA and gets his spin-off show. Happy ending
That
for everyone.
that nobody watches. Sorry, Joey.
Sorry, Joey. Uh, so yeah,
How
everyone gets
many?
a happy ending, more or less.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah,
See how many seasons Joey lasted.
2.
2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, not a good show. I
Uh,
watched some
so
clips. Not a good show.
no. So 46 total episodes, but 8 were never aired in the US.
Interesting.
That is interesting. I like that. They're
Yeah.
just like, this is so bad. We've taken the time to produce these episodes and make them, and it's cost us a lot of money. We're just shelving them forever.
Yeah, yeah. I'd
So you
believe
got
it. Yeah.
apparently they were broadcast in Ireland
Wow.
and Norway and Latin America, but never in
Interesting.
the US. Yeah.
You
That's
know,
incredible.
I bet you could find them on a DVD though, if you want to see them.
Yeah. Or like YouTube, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't think anyone's in a rush to like license the streaming rights to Joey.
No, but somebody's put it on YouTube. I'm gonna look for it.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
there it
found
is.
the whole episodes or just clips?
Oh, I'm just seeing clips here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I found clips.
Yeah, you're right. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute,
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. I bet, man, I wonder if people have tried. Like they've tried to put it on YouTube, but be like NBC or whoever owns the rights to it, and they just
Mm-hmm.
won't allow it, even though it never aired on American TV.
Mm.
Huh. I wonder if they're included in like the DVD box set. Think anyone ever bought the DVD box set of Joey?
I'm not sure they made a DVD box set.
I guess I just assumed that always happens for TV shows, but maybe not. Maybe not always.
Probably not.
They
Yeah.
get terrible ratings. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just searched DVD on the Wikipedia page for the show and nothing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. It's gone. Nobody remembers it but you. And other people who rewatch Friends over and over. Who are like, oh yeah, that's right. There was a Joey spinoff show.
I found season 1 DVD on Amazon,
Oh, season 1, but not season 2.
not season 2.
Yeah, because those are where the episodes that we need to see are. Those are the really bad ones.
Oh god, there's an episode of Friends where Joey's making a TV show called Mac and Cheese, and he plays
Mm.
Machiavellian, and a robot is his partner in like crime fighting called Cheese. It's awful, but he gets a call from his like the producer of the show, and is like, "Oh, they're taking it off the air. Okay, well, I'll see you Monday." And he's like, "What? We're not even making them anymore." So like his character literally has had TV shows that get canceled after like 2 episodes, and now that character has seasons that didn't even get aired. So
Does he ever have a successful TV show in Friends?
yeah, he around the end he finally gets his act together and stops like claiming that he writes his own lines and stuff, and has a semi-successful career in soap operas. Yeah.
Ah, okay. So he finds
Yeah.
success somewhere.
Yeah. Days of Our Lives.
Does that pay well?
Apparently in the show, yes.
Yeah. No, I bet it does. Or I bet it did, at least back then. Do those
Probably, yeah.
soap operas still exist?
Yeah. I would assume so, yeah.
Days of Our Lives. The internet says, my gosh, it started in 1965?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yep.
I didn't know it was that old.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still running,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there are 14,000 episodes of Days of Our
I would
Lives.
believe it. Yeah. Yeah.
Simpsons is like, we've been running for 30 years, once a week. And Days of Our Lives is like, we've been running 5 times a week since 1965, scrub.
Yeah. I'd believe it. I just looked up the longest running Australian soap opera called Neighbours, which I used to
Uh-huh.
watch when I was like 15. 8,707 episodes. So I think I'm going to rewatch this at some point.
8,000 episodes. How many episodes is Friends? Not
Uh,
8,000, that's for sure.
230 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Airing almost every weekday since 1965. Do they have seasons or do they run year round? Because
Uh,
like even The Simpsons has seasons. Like, they run fall to
mm,
spring. They don't run in the summer too.
I assume they don't have seasons and they just like a year round kind of a thing.
Holy crap. So that's 5 times a week, 52 weeks a year since
Uh-huh.
1965. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So let me take a look here. Ratings history. Why does it only go to like 2004?
Mm.
Yeah, it's funny. Nielsen ratings history on the Wikipedia has like all the way to 2014. And there's a note that says this needs to be updated. Like this information is 5 years old.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So at their high, they were pulling in something like 15 million viewers in the US, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. I would say so, especially for like daytime TV.
Yeah, that's crazy. A lot of housewives sitting at home doing nothing in the 80s, I guess.
Yeah.
Not doing so well in the 2010s, though.
Mm-hmm.
Goes down to like 2 million or so.
Yeah. I challenge anyone to make a plot synopsis of a soap opera and and do it in like under 10 minutes. Like,
Under an hour. Like,
yeah.
that'd be amazing.
That would be incredible and impossible, I think, if I had to put money on it.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think it's probably impossible. I mean, unless you just went super general with it, you're right. There are some beautiful people and they fight with each other and have sex with each other, and there are betrayals and pregnancies, and some people become president.
But here's the thing: you're describing the
That's it,
genre,
right?
not the show.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I guess once you try to get show specific at all, it gets really hard.
Right, you need to get any level of specificity, and it's just a
And you're in the
nightmare of
weeds.
detail. Yeah.
Yep. I think you're right.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
someone's tried though.
Like, I haven't watched a soap opera in a long time, but given the lines that Joey had in Days of Our Lives on Friends, I can't ever imagine watching that. Like he claims his character gets killed by falling down an elevator, his neurosurgeon, and the irony is his character is killed off, and the only one who could fix his brain was him. And then later he gets a brain transplant from a woman who's been on the show for 30 years. The brain transplant gets rejected, but they have to dig up the body to like reintroduce some DNA so the brain doesn't get rejected. But when they dig up the body, it's gone. It's
Wow. It's
like
it's bonkers stuff.
just bonkers stuff. Like they find out he has a half brother and he's getting married to his cousin, and then they find a giant diamond that lets them rule the Indian Pacific or something.
Right. So the question is, how outlandish is this being written? Or is this basically how soap operas go, right?
Yeah, I don't know, and I would love to
I
know the
don't
answer.
Yeah, me too. It'd be kind of fun to write for a show that was just batshit crazy like that. Because you don't have to like follow any rules or anything.
Right. There's no
Just do
constraints.
whatever you want. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
If the continuity gets too crazy to keep track of, you just kill everyone and start over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or at
yeah.
least give them like amnesia. Like that's the easier way to do it, right?
Oh yeah, just give everyone amnesia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or send them off to like Galapagos Islands or something.
You can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an option. Option for sure. Dink. So they released some pictures from the Last of Us HBO show
Oh yeah, I haven't
that
seen
they're
this.
working on. Yeah, and by pictures, I think I mean one. Here. Donk. There, it's in chat. Put it in the Twitch.
That could be
There
a
you go.
screenshot from the game.
I know, right?
Actually, it's a little too high fidelity to beat the game.
Yeah, but if you look at it from far enough away, it totally
Sure.
looks like the game. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Who did they like? Have they announced who they have to play? Oh, Pedro Pascal is playing Joel.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I love Pedro Pascal and
I like
Bella
him
Ramsey.
in a helmet. I like him in a helmet.
I hate you.
Okay, no. Okay, look. I think Pedro Pascal.
I know
will
what
be
you're
great.
doing.
I know Pedro Pascal will be great in this role, but somebody sold me on, who's the other guy from not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones.
Other guy from Game of Thrones who plays Jamie, Nicholas
Yeah.
Coulter-Waldau.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with that too. I would.
I would. That would be amazing. Pedro Pascal will do great, but
I would not say no to that. Not at all. That'd be awesome. I like Nikolai. What is his name? I should get this right. It's Scandinavian. Oh my gosh. My Google isn't even working because I don't know how to spell this.
N-I-K.
Nikolai. It is Nico. Oh, that's why I don't know. It's Nicolae. I'm not even sure what to do with that E. Wait, is that him?
Jamie Lannister. Let's just Google that.
Jamie Lannister actor.
Actor.
Oh no, it's Jay Nicolaj.
Nicolaj. Okay.
Sort of Waldo. I can't. Waldo.
Waldau.
Denmark. Dutch.
That's okay. I'll give you $50 if you can pronounce his wife's first name. Not his first name. Her name on the first try is what I mean.
Let's see. Married to. Oof. There's too many accents in his name. 2. Wait, 1. Never mind. Nukaka.
Now the last name?
She's from Miss Greenland. Oh, her what's the word for that? Her unmarried name. Maiden. Maiden name. Wait, no, she was born Sashka. Sashka she goes by her middle name. Okay. So Sashka Nukaka Mosfelt. That's not bad. I think I can do Mosfelt.
I have no idea if that's correct.
You know what? Give it to me. I tried my best.
I mean, yeah, you tried. You tried. I'm not giving anything to you.
No. Anywho.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, yeah. So if the HBO show is good, it's going to get me to reactivate my HBO sub.
Okay.
So when's that supposed to come out?
I have no idea.
Last of Us. HOB. Wait, no. Nah, I think they just started. It's going to be a while.
Okay.
Started filming in July. So like, yeah.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Looking forward to that. Let's see. Looking forward to Dune. Is Dune available in your country? You can't watch movies anyway. It doesn't matter.
No, but I'll be able to watch movies from October 11th. I'll have you know.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Provided we hit 70% of vaccination rate.
How close are you?
60?
60?
Yeah. It's maybe like 64. I don't know. I don't look a lot.
Seems unlikely.
Australia vaccination rate.
Looks like you get it when we get it. It's just October.
We're at 63.5. But looks.
Oh, there you go. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. October 22nd in the U.S. It's been in other countries for weeks now, but whatever, it's cool. We're
Yeah.
fine. We're not. It doesn't hurt our feelings. Although I guess we saw this with Endgame, didn't Endgame come out overseas before it came out in America? Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah.
So
guess
did
that's just
like
the new
Mugen
norm.
Train. Mugen Train.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was like a whole year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You saw that like 8 months before I could see it.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, fine. I will accustom myself to this new reality where Americans don't get films until weeks and months after they've been released. It's fine.
This is the new normal.
Yeah, they're just paying us back for all the times the opposite was true. Everything just came out in America and didn't get overseas until months later.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Although it's digital release now, you guys. It doesn't make any sense.
Cinemas
stop
are opening
complaining.
back up. It'll be fine. You can't claim digital release for a cinema.
Yeah, wait, what? It's
No,
digital. Nobody's sending film canisters to theaters anymore.
Right. Well, okay, that explains like the months apart, but there's always going to be the day difference. And if they want to
Why?
hit
The internet is
because I'm a day
fast.
ahead of you.
Oh, just because the Earth is real big, you mean?
Yeah, because of time zones is what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yes, that's true. That's fine. Look, man, hours ahead, fine, I get it. On board, do that. But once it starts getting into days and weeks, that's when I get annoyed.
and
And did we talk about this on the pod last week? The reason they're doing it is because the way Warner Brothers is doing this is they're releasing it on HBO Max when it releases in theaters in the US.
oh, okay.
So the movie creators are like, once it gets on HBO Max, it's going to be pirated instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd like to get this in theaters and places and get some money into the box office before it gets pirated into oblivion.
Right. That makes sense.
I guess. But in that case, why not release it in theaters in America at the same time as you do everywhere else and then put it on HBO Max later? Like why does it have to be at the same time? I don't get that part.
I have literally no idea. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't think there was an obvious answer. So whatever. It's irrationality.
They're trying to hit all the they're encouraging Americans to travel internationally at this time. Like, if you want to see it, go to Canada.
Our unvaccinated asses. Like, take your unvaccinated American blood to other countries, please. That's what the world wants right now.
That's what they're trying to encourage, yeah.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Canada requires proof of vaccination to go in there. So,
Oh, really? Interesting.
yep. I think that came out a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I did see somebody on TikTok. This was on Reddit. Somebody TikToked their faked vaccination record that they had purchased.
Yeah.
And then somebody reported them to the FBI because it's a federal crime to do that.
Yeah, good.
So she's in trouble. Like, what is with kids broadcasting their crimes over the internet lately? It's like, come on, guys.
That's not even remotely a new thing.
It's not new, but man,
like
this whole devious licks thing. We talked about that.
We haven't. God, I hate the name.
Me too. It's real bad.
Yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know, it just means steal stuff and record your theft on TikTok.
I think steal stuff from teachers or schools.
Yeah. Correct. Schools in particular.
Right. This isn't like stuff a Kit Kat down your pants from Woolworths or something. It's still. I'm gonna give you some advice, younglings. Listen up. Don't record your crimes. I'm not gonna ask you not to do them because kids always do dumb shit. But
yeah,
moderate the level of dumb shit you do, and do not ever record the dumb shit you do. Just live with the knowledge that you did the dumb thing.
Like, if you want to record it and keep it on your phone,
no, don't even do that.
That's better. That is better than putting it on TikTok.
No. That's like, I'm just gonna carry around a bag full of dynamite. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
I'm not saying it's good.
Someone at some point is going to go through your phone, find the video, and take it. Don't ever record the dumb shit you do. It is going to cloud sync, and it's going to be in the cloud, and then Apple's going to like start scanning for kid porn, and they're going to find it and report you to the FBI. Don't do it.
report you for stealing a paper towel dispenser back in
Exactly.
2021. Yeah.
Just don't record it.
I saw one where somebody claimed to have stolen an entire urinal out of the school bathroom, which is like, wow.
I mean, when you gotta go.
I did also see, I don't know if this is real or not, but somebody on Reddit posted last week that her son's school had shut down the bathrooms
Oh yeah.
because so much stuff was getting stolen from them. They just completely blocked it off and locked the doors. And she was like, can they do that?
School's required to provide bathrooms.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
yeah. And what's different too about this in this day and age is this stuff happened back in the 90s, but it was regional. It
Mhm.
was local. It was one school did this. And then maybe somebody told their cousin at another school and they did it.
Right.
Right.
Trend spread
But
by word of mouth and was much slower.
right. And if it was something awesome or something that had legs, sure, it'd go nationwide. There were certain trends that did that.
Right.
But
I would also like to throw the addendum is back then there was no motivation for like there was no incentive to really do it other than something you did with your friends. Like you couldn't get
yes.
10,000 views like there was no metrics that you could study for this.
Yes. And that's also a big difference between then and now, right?
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was no external motivation from thousands and millions of people to do this thing.
Yeah.
But now, if something on TikTok trends, it will go nationwide and it will get worldwide popularity in 24 hours, right? Maybe a couple days, but it can do that easily if it gets popular enough and gets spread fast enough. So it's whereas this would be in a city newspaper, this is happening, kids are stupid and stealing paper towel dispensers here.
Right.
It wouldn't be a nationwide problem like it is. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The state of education.
Yeah. Kids are dumb, but you know what? Kids are always dumb. We were dumb when we were kids, and our parents were dumb when they were kids. It's how it works.
No, my dad.
Yep.
He was smart. Always.
He was a smart kid.
Yep.
All right. Well, there's always exceptions, but in general, yeah, fair enough. All right. On that happy note,
we're gonna wrap up.
I think so, unless you have something else.
I just want to say Zest kicked the crap out of Rogue.
It was 7-game series. What are you talking about? It went 7.
I was hoping we were close enough to the end that you wouldn't call me out.
Oh no. I watched it. Watched the VOD because it was at 3 a.m. again, like they always are.
As the next one will be.
It was a great series, though. That was really fun, I think. Well, some of it was fun. Some of it was dumb.
What is it with Zogs getting locked out of their mains in GSL these days? Paladin did it. Zest did it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was Rogue's fault for not having any Ravagers at that point of the game.
It's true. Yeah.
He had opportunity. Parting was just bullcrap. That was not fair.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. It just like I put this in Discord, but it took me back to 2014. But it was just like, oh, I got locked out of my main at the 12-minute mark. I don't have an answer to this because I don't have ultras yet.
Actually, I think in the Discord you claimed it was the 6-minute mark.
No, but I mean back then.
Oh, back then it was at 12 minutes? Sentries didn't exist.
No, Sentries did.
Did they?
Sentries been around since Wings of Liberty.
So why would you need ultras? Like, what's the?
Because in Heart of the Swarm, the only thing that Zerg had that could break force fields was Ultralisks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So it'd be 12 minutes, and it wouldn't be late game yet because you started with 5 workers, right?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, so a Protoss could wander in, warp inside your main base, and force field off your ramp, and that was GG. You were done. You had nothing unless you had ultras somehow at 12 minutes, which nobody did.
Right.
Yeah. You just always had to be ready for it. You always had to have some units in your main or some kind of vision to see that, the warp prism coming in, or else you were just toast.
Right.
Yeah. But Rogue, he should have known better. He should have seen it coming. He should have had Ravagers or whatever. It's his own fault. Also, that game where he queen walked like twice. Did you see that one?
No. I must have.
Yeah, like he queen walked, lost, and then queen walked again
In the same game.
Yeah. And Zest was like, okay. And I mean, Rogue killed Zest's third base the second time around, but that was it. Like, he'd lost
Right.
so much stuff, he just lost 2 minutes later.
Mhm.
It was the dumbest. Rogue can be so dumb sometimes.
A little bit.
Yeah, but overall, good series.
Yeah.
Good show.
I'm excited for PvP finals.
Ugh.
'Cause
Nope.
I don't believe in Cure. Yeah, throw that out there. I don't believe in Cure. Trap's getting out of that.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yep.
I don't think you should believe in Cure. I think he has a better chance than you think he does, but I wouldn't put any money on it. Yeah.
I would say 4-0.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Where my GSL is at? Ongoing GSL. There we go. I found it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. So Trap Cure 3:30 a.m. in like 30 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, PvP is kind of fun just because it does get weird and crazy a lot. There's
Mm-hmm.
not a whole lot of like standard PvPs. I don't feel like.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
We also don't get a lot of PvPs. Definitely not for best of sevens, because
True.
Protoss don't make it to finals anymore.
Yeah. Except for Zest. Way to go, Zest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Tastosa said it was the first time he'd ever beat Rogue in a premier tournament setting.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They said that. I don't know if that's maybe in GSL.
Mm,
I'm gonna look it up now. I just repeated
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
without having researched it.
yeah. Although if Trap does make it to the finals, it will be a rematch from their group stage where they were both in Group
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Zest, and let's do
A. Rogue.
yeah. Where did they move the little comparison thing? Why can't I find that?
Interface. What is it under?
Is that what it is?
It's
No,
under.
because that
Let's
interface predict.
Results. I don't know. What are you looking for then?
Oh, maybe
Compare?
Is that where's compare?
Misc.
Ah, of course, under miscellaneous.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So Rogue Zest compare.
Let's see.
So I mean, so overall, it says match wins are 43 for Zest and 38 for Rogue. So Zest has an advantage overall, which is interesting. What did they say? Because they were really excited that Zest beat him, and I swear they said something along the lines of, "It's the first time Zest has ever beaten Rogue in some kind of constraint," right?
Right.
But based on these overall numbers, I don't see how that's possible. Because he has an overall victory, like he's won more games.
Was it the first time in Legacy of the Void?
Maybe? Like maybe Rogue slapped him around in Heart of the Swarm.
Maybe.
Doesn't sound familiar. I don't know. Whatever.
First time
Anyway.
this year?
No, they were more excited than that. It really felt like Zest finally did it. Like that's way more than he hasn't beat him in 8 months, you know?
I'll just scrub through the VOD at the end of the VOD later. Let's find out.
Yeah. We'll figure it out and tweet about it.
All right.
All right, good stuff. Time to wrap it up.
Yep.
Cool. So that's going to be it from us today. This has been Falcon Paladin and Somicron with another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour. Go ahead, hit that like button on the Twitch there. You can find us on twitch.tv/Somicron every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Australian.
That is correct, but it'll be daylight savings between now and the next episode, so 12.
12 Eastern Australian time.
Yep.
And if you're between those times, figure it out. Also, if you want to support the podcast direct, you can do so at patreon.com/Somicron. Also, FalconPaladin.store is a good place to get your Falcon Paladin merch, including hats and hoodies and stuff. If it's getting cold where you are, It's getting cold where I am. A hoodie might not be a bad purchase.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So until next time, next week, thanks for listening and watching. And you take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye.